The church was glowing with soft candlelight, filled with roses, music, and whispers of excitement. Everyone had gathered to see the perfect couple, Emily Parker and Ryan Caldwell. To most, they were a match made in heaven. She was a kind-hearted teacher, and he, a charming businessman with a magnetic smile. Their love story seemed straight out of a movie. But as Emily would soon learn, sometimes the most beautiful moments hide the cruelest intentions. Emily stood at the altar, her white gown shimmering under the chandelier, her heart pounding with joy and nerves. As the priest began the vows, Ryan smiled, but there was something off in his expression. His jaw tightened, his eyes flickered with arrogance rather than love. When it was her turn, Emily spoke her vows with sincerity. Ryan, from the moment we met, you've been my best friend and my strength. I promise to stand by you through everything, as long as we both shall live. Her voice trembled slightly, but her eyes were full of hope. Then came Ryan's turn. He chuckled lightly before speaking, earning a few awkward laughs from the guests. Wow, tough act to follow, he said, grinning smugly. Emily, I guess I should thank you for being patient with me. I mean, not every woman would marry a guy who's way out of her league, right? The crowd went silent. A few uncomfortable laughs rippled through the room, thinking he was joking. But Ryan didn't stop there. You've always been sweet, Emily. Simple. A little too simple, maybe. But hey, that's what I love about you. You never demand much. You know I'm not the settling type, yet here we are. Emily's face froze. Her bridesmaids exchanged stunned looks. The priest cleared his throat nervously, whispering, Mr. Caldwell, but Ryan raised a hand. No, let me finish, he said. I mean, I've had my fun. Maybe it's time I tried stability. Marriage will be an interesting challenge. The air turned heavy. Every guest stared in disbelief. Emily's father half rose from his seat, anger flashing in his eyes. Her best friend whispered, Emily, stop this. You don't have to go through with it. But Emily didn't cry. She didn't run. Instead, she took a slow, deliberate breath and looked straight at Ryan. Calm, cold, and clear-eyed. You're right, she said softly into the microphone, her voice carrying across the church. Marriage will be an interesting challenge. Just not for me. Gasps echoed as she reached up and removed her veil. You see, Ryan, she continued, her tone steady but sharp. I was warned about you. I didn't want to believe it, but I needed to see for myself who you really were. And you just showed me, in front of everyone. Ryan's smirk faltered. What are you talking about? Emily turned to the crowd. 2 weeks ago, Ryan's assistant accidentally sent me a message meant for him, confirming his bachelor party arrangements with a woman he's been seeing for months. I confronted him, and he swore it was a misunderstanding. I chose to believe him. I even forgave him. Gasps spread through the room. Ryan's face went pale. Emily, don't do this here, he muttered through clenched teeth. But Emily kept going. No, this is exactly where I should do it. You humiliated me at the altar, so let's finish this properly. She looked to the audience again, her voice calm but powerful. Ryan didn't just betray me, he mocked me, my love, and everything this ceremony stands for. But I'm done letting him control the story. She turned toward the priest. I'm sorry, Father. There won't be a wedding today. Then she looked back at Ryan one last time. And Ryan, you were right about one thing. You're not the settling type. Because no one should ever have to settle for you. A murmur swept through the crowd. Half shock, half admiration. Emily lifted her gown slightly, walked down the aisle, and stopped only once, to hug her father, who whispered, I've never been prouder of you. Outside the church, a gust of fresh air hit her face, mixing with the warmth of sunlight breaking through the clouds. Behind her, she heard commotion. Ryan trying to save face, his voice echoing with false charm. But no one was listening anymore. Minutes later, Emily's best friend, Sarah, caught up with her in the parking lot. Emily, that was incredible. Are you okay? Emily smiled faintly, tears finally welling in her eyes. For the first time in years. Yes, I'm free. The story didn't end there. News of the ruined wedding spread fast. Guests talked, clips were shared, and soon everyone knew how Ryan Caldwell had been exposed at his own ceremony. His reputation crumbled almost overnight, especially when his company partners learned about his reckless behavior. Meanwhile, Emily became somewhat of a quiet legend in town, not because she humiliated him, but because she handled betrayal with dignity and grace. A year later, Emily was living in a new city, teaching again, surrounded by people who respected her for her strength, not her silence. One afternoon, she received a letter. No return address, just a name written neatly across the envelope. Inside was a single note. Still proud of you, you taught us all something that day. It was unsigned, but she didn't need to know who sent it. Emily smiled and tucked it into her journal. Because she had already learned the most important lesson. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't shouting back. It's walking away with your head held high while the world finally sees the truth.